I'm going to start recording. That is going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome everybody to another episode of Rocks Falling When Dice. I'm here with the crew of the Nostromo. This is episode 177. Johnny, what happened last time?
Oh god, what did happen last time? At Poison Fang Keep, Zorksan defeated his father Zabrak in mortal combat, all according to Zabrak's designs, in order to get some wealth for the family by selling off his children to be married and dying before the marriage doesn't go into effect. And Zorksan, wanting further vengeance on his father for being a giant snake piece of shit, tried to have Smoot bring him back to life, only for Smoot to be possessed by the spirit of the necromancer and essentially say, "Na boo boo, you can't touch me." And the captain did not take that very well. But Mauvais delved into Smoot's dreams and found that Zabrak was sort of hanging out there still and managed to bat him away from there to go do whatever it is he's doing in the other life, trying to...
Best use of my level 9 spell ever.
Right. And,
that was pretty sweet.
the ship, sailing to... Are we taking the ship to Blade Desert, or are we teleporting to the desert?
Oh, we were teleporting.
I think Mauvais is going to take us there.
Yeah, we're going to teleport there. And before that, Mauvais was just talking with Zorksan's Brotherton Scallion about possibilities of, going to the Fey Realm to recuperate from everything he's been through, or going to a magic school somewhere to further his abilities and such. And Decadic also learned that, hey, they got married in their own church, actually, the first time, and his wife now are literally bonded in life and death. If one is hurt, the other is hurt also. So, that's fun. And I was thinking, side scene, while we're busy doing this, maybe, Decadic's, occupied, taking some Scallion, too. But Magic City to, enroll somewhere or whatever, and taking care of that business and whatnot.
Send him off to boarding school.
Boarding school.
You're a wizard, son Scallion.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait a minute, Decadic and his wife. So if they get into, a physical altercation with each other, what happens?
They both go to jail.
Then both
yes.
I mean, what does happen? That opens possibilities. But we'll leave that for the black screen there.
I mean,
on the Patreon.
I guess it doesn't matter who's the top and who's the bottom.
OnlyFans, please.
He has class. Come on.
Yeah. Yep.
That's dead.
Hot tub.
All right. Well, speaking of OnlyFans, no, I have no idea. Anyway, okay. So obviously, we're all going to be playing new characters for the side mission because Strom can't even touch sand.
Is that still a thing?
We don't know, I guess.
I guess that's true. That's true. You have to try that one out to find out.
Yeah.
Your character, for obvious reasons, can't be there because you were there on the previous heist.
Yes.
Right? And you're afraid if you die, it's going to be some problems.
Yes,
right?
I'm going to take some Scallion to flying to the Avel and taking my wife with me for a little trip and to make sure that she's completely safe and doesn't get hurt.
Smoot's wanted. Captain's wanted.
Mauvais isn't.
Mauvais is not wanted. Right? Right.
I mean, it's nice to be one.
Runin, right? Is that the name of this place?
Runin is the name of the city you're heading to.
That's why I want to make sure.
So, how about before we start, let's do a round robin. Who wants to start first? What's your daddy? What does he do?
My business therapy counter is just filled up. She has no free time to go off anywhere.
No, completely.
I'll go. So, my name's Arnhem.
Hi, Arnhem.
And I have a problem. No. So I'm going to be playing as Arnhem Havenrock. He is a hobgoblin monk.
Mm-hmm.
He was a part of Gazetteer's army and realized that things that they were doing were not good. So he broke away and went out to try to help people, to try to offset the damage that the hobgoblins do. He was the ship's doctor.
Yes, during the whole Silverwood mining part we were doing.
Full-time doctor.
Yes,
Full-time
full-time doctor, and
yes.
now he's like kind of a medic.
Is that what we normally get up to? He's like, you know what? I don't know, you guys.
Yeah.
If you need me, I'll be safely back on the ship.
Yep. He doesn't like to hurt people if he can help it, but he will for the right reasons. He wears a mask all the time to try to hide that he's a hobgoblin, because people might take it the wrong way if they see a hobgoblin walking around. Okay.
Fair. Okay.
I'm playing Assistant Quartermaster Lucky Laddie, who has been on the ship since the very beginning, but just working in the background and such. He's a half-elf. He went from Tortistra. I think I had his backstory. Just overall lovable rogue scamp type, proficient with picking pockets and just relieving people of their valuables without them noticing. And just been working on the ship this whole time, just trying to make money here and there wherever he can, and maybe being tired of being, stuck on a ship where stuff keeps getting stolen and stuff. It's like, why am I on this ship anymore still? I don't know. Especially after his friend Artax got sent off somewhere. It's like, who's he supposed to talk to now? Oh yeah, Caradoc, yeah, that's right. That one game we did, have... That was the one time I played him, was way back when we were zooming and the ship was under attack while we were still in a cave or somewhere.
Oh wow, that was.
That's
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, way back. But
Was that in a cave, or was that when the sub attacked?
That was when we fought the Aboleth in the cave, and when I messaged back to the ship to tell them we were on our way back, they're like, "Oh, the ship's under attack right now, by the way," and then we cut to the next day. Fought off pirates, and there was a sinking ship we saved people from.
Is that the were sharks?
I don't know if it was the were sharks for that one. I feel like there were two different pirate ships we got into skirmishes with. I don't remember which one.
One was a sub, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a sub. And we brought that down to Poison Fang at one point, or Poison Fang Keep.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what happened there.
Yeah, it was probably 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was in the Zoom times still, so.
In the long, long ago.
Before the Empire.
God.
So, anyway, that's me basically.
Okay. So, Caradoc, a sea elf, born on the sea. He's a sea hippie,
Sea hippie.
basically. Tempest cleric. Able seaman. Doesn't have land legs.
Literally, it goes on land, his legs disappear.
That's about all character that I fleshed out for him.
He took him for part of the Tarask fight and almost died, but we brought him back for that, right?
Did we?
Yeah, that was when your other backup character died in the tower
that's when Merrick
collapse.
died. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought we had Smoot for that one.
Now we were doing our backup characters because our main characters were attacking the airship dock, and then we had our backups doing another operation somewhere, taking out a tower.
God, I don't remember that. Probably because I was asleep.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm playing Saya Bonevale. She is a part-time sorcerer, part-time warlock, full-time creepy bitch. Very quiet, very withdrawn, does not talk a lot. When she does, she is very, very witty. And her humor is very, very dark. She's a very talented human sorcerer, but where she came from, not something she talks about for obvious reasons that everyone here is aware of, although in character not aware of. Let's see. Very dark sense of humor, but her kryptonite is food. Good food. She loves good food. Like she will always eat. And she is so obsessed with good food that bad food pisses her off. Literally pisses her off.
Or she when Rutherford is still around. Wonderfully. That's Trey's old character when he was part of the Rutherford novel. In case you're wondering, who's this Rutherford guy?
Yeah, you guys keep mentioning who that is, and I'm just like, I have no idea who that is, but...
He's married to a red priestess.
Yeah.
That
The one that
married.
did the first ceremony.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, that's great. Fantastic. That's it for me.
So, we pick up your characters have chosen to bravely go on this mission to go retrieve the Shepherd's Crook of Purity, a staff made of unicorn horn, a vestment of Lifa's blessings upon this world. For the goal of being able to purify, potentially, instead of having to fully destroy in the future the
Titans.
yes, the Titans of Gulacy. Additionally, your characters need this to purify Decadic, as he has been married under the Red God Core.
See, the third wedding's a charm, you know.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
As well as just other means. It's just nice to be able to purify evil curses off of you.
We'll probably find another use for it.
Yeah, it's bound to pop up. I don't think there's
You
one
cursed
of you
at the
that hasn't
moment?
been
I don't
cursed,
think
right?
Strom is cursed.
Okay, well, just in case.
We're going to work on that. We're going to work on that. So your characters are teleported by Movace, who is going to be mostly hanging out in the Grove of the First Trees, which is a forest in the middle of the Blade Desert, for some of the biggest and oldest trees, as well as a druid's grove. Since I don't have a copy of the map on hand, I will turn this around for reference. You guys are currently here in the Grove of the Last Trees. There are 5 cities. The capital is Kusan. The city you're heading towards is Runan over here. You are currently here. Understanding that, I'll have that available for reference if you guys need to look at the map. But at this point, you guys have been teleported to the Grove of the Last Trees. You are in character. You have whatever you brought with you. And action. You let me know when you need me. You guys will have a map available.
Put my hood down a little deeper. Butter under my breath.
I'm going to save this and I'll send it to you guys. The scene is yours. I am not interacting in it.
I thought we were going to a desert. What's with all the trees around here?
I believe this may be some kind of a... Is Mauvais still here?
Yeah, should be with you.
So, yeah, up Mauvais...
She's taking her fucking cloak off. She's like,
Laddie's just like, nice. Surreptitiously.
Hi.
Did you bring us to the right place?
Of course they did. Were you not paying attention when we told you where we were going?
Well, I thought we were going to a desert.
We are. If you go about 3... Wait, how big is this place?
The Grove of the Last Trees? Grove of the Last Trees is about 10 miles by 10 miles.
Go about 6 miles in that direction and you'll run into sand. Can't miss it. Think of this as an oasis, preserved by the druids of the Order of this Grove.
100-acre wood.
Yeah, I thought it was like an ironic name, like, oh, grove of trees in a desert. It'd just be like some sticks in the ground or something.
this is where I will be to take you back.
Okay, so
Because I need these trees in order to travel from here.
in the trees.
Yeah.
In a desert.
We need you to get back to the ship so we don't die out here, so don't go anywhere.
I don't plan to.
Karazak, how you holding up under this humidity here?
No, man, there's like no humidity, and I'm just not like I'm not vibing. It's not working.
What does vibing mean?
I think
You know, I bought this thing from Alchemist. He said it was not the same thing.
God damn it. That was out of character.
I've sent you all the map on Facebook, so it's in the.
It took me way too long to realize what that meant.
No, man, just a couple drops on the tongue,
Oh yeah.
you'll be vibing.
I prefer Alchemist instruments.
So, how are we supposed to get there from here? Do we know?
I think the hard way. We just walk. There's supposed to be a road to Kusan, right? Is it Kusan? Kusan? I don't know how these cities' names, whatever.
The train to Kusan?
310 to Kusan?
So, yeah, let's look around for maybe some kind of transportation?
Yeah.
Is there anything?
There any other life? Any other humanoids in this grove?
The grove itself, where you teleported to, is the trees themselves are a few hundred feet tall. These are huge trees
There it is.
that take a while to walk around each trunk. There is no small tree here. The massive trees where you get teleported to, there is a river that seems to run through here, and that meets into a large lake that you see in the distance. You are on top of a high hill that kind of looks down. The life you see here, a lot of deer. You see a lot of avian life. You see anything you'd expect in a deep old wood. But there's no, like, horses. In the distance, roll me a perception since you're looking.
We sure we didn't get shrunk, these trees. Like, they're crazy.
17.
17. In the far distance, you think you do see a horse with a rider, but upon closer description, there isn't a rider. That is one of the CI, one of the centaur people. In the far, far distance, it looks like they're running around near the lake basin. You see a couple. They seem to be up near a small beach along in the distance, probably relaxing. But outside of that, not much other life. They're about a mile and a half away.
So all the druids here are the CI, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The majority of the druids here would be the CI. Commonly, the people that would be here that Moves would probably let people know is the it is the Rabbit Clan.
The Rabbit Clan, yeah.
The Rabbit Clan are spotted colorations of mixed browns, blues, and whites, decorated in cloth coverings along their body. They're one of the few CI that'll wear more formal clothes, and and they're more spotted mixed colorings for centaurs.
And Moves knows some of these people, right?
Yes, you're familiar. The leader is Creek Gatherer, and the shaman, who is the peaceful stranger, is Bloom Petals,
Okay.
an elderly CI.
Okay.
Man, I've heard that in the desert they have no name.
I'm still laddie, so if you need me, just use that. I'm not gonna respond to just hey. Look, there's some water over there at Caradoc if you need to get your sea legs back a little bit before we trek out into the desert.
Man, it's not the same.
I know, buddy. We'll tide you over until we get back to the ship.
It might feel good to be out of the rain.
Do we have a map of some kind?
Yes, I provide you a map.
Right.
It's on
No.
Facebook.
Our characters, like in character.
Yes,
We have a map.
yes.
Okay.
The map I gave you is the map you have.
Perfect.
Right.
Okay.
So.
And the information that was in here, because I remember we talked about the Blade Desert
Yeah.
last session.
Mhm.
So the information we have, like the treacherousness of the desert with the sandworms and all of that stuff off the main path, that is something our characters are going to know in
Yes.
character.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to go into this decision making,
Okay.
making sure that Saya knows what she knows.
Yeah. The temperatures get around midday to about 115 to 120 degrees. It's like having an air dryer in front of your face. Though here it's extremely humid. It is not dry here.
Mhm.
The heat meets the lake and the moisture here, and it almost kind of goes. The forest here is more like 80 degrees.
Okay.
But as soon as you step out of the protection of the Druids Grove, it is full desert.
Bone dry.
What time of day is it? Is it morning?
It's morning currently.
And looking at the map, if we traveled to Kusan, how long would it take us on the road to get to Kusan?
On the road to Kusan walking, probably a full day.
And if we braved the desert to get to Runin, if we went in the most direct path from the Grove to Runin, where we're at, how long would it take us to get there?
If you could travel across the desert without issue, probably about 2 days.
And if Mauvais were to use Windwalk on us,
You could get to Runin in a day.
so we have a couple of options.
Does Windwalk have a duration?
8 hours.
Nice.
So the thing is that it is very dangerous to go direct to Runin from where we are. But it will take us longer. What kind of time limit are we sitting on right now?
You guys weren't given one.
Well, we may not have been given one, but in game, what was kind of our next
Oh, what's the next?
what's the
Uh,
next event?
Next thing is Rutherford finishing construction work, which is still like a week out.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's
if-
just construction work. Like that's him being done with the construction, but you don't have to deliver that thing for like
That's the
another
cross, right?
25
Yeah.
days after that.
Okay,
Right.
so if for whatever reason we decide to go 100% safe,
Mm-hmm.
we should have it. We were looking at 3 days to get over to Runin. From
Yeah.
how long is it from Runin or Kusan to Runin?
Cassandra Rune is generally about 2 days.
2 days.
You could probably buy horses
Okay,
in Kusan.
and then go quicker.
Yeah, and it would go a lot quicker. And then you would have horses potentially out of Runin. Because the other issue you have is getting out of Runin.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Okay, cool. Sorry. All right, I'm done asking questions. I just wanted to get that all asked before
Feel free to ask.
Yeah.
So we could do Windwalk and go to Kusan.
Yes. We could windwalk to Kusan from here, because Mauvais could hit us with windwalk where we're at, and we could get up to Kusan pretty quickly.
That'd be like half a day
Yeah.
if you were going to Kusan.
So then, so then on horseback from Kusan.
About a day and a half. Day if
So-
you rode the horses hard.
And I don't know that we want to be out in the desert in the middle of the night. But we may not have an option if it's going to take a day and a half to get up there
Right.
from Kusan. So,
Yeah.
I like the idea of getting horses in Kusan
Yeah.
because we'll need them to get back out. We're not going to have a wind walk to get out of Runin because Mauvais is going to be here.
If you see, they also have 10% we can buy just for shelter if we have to sleep at night in the desert.
Well, I suspect we'll have to, even with by horseback. If it's a day and a half, because we don't want to try to burn the horses out.
Right.
So if we ride a day and a half from Kusan to Runin, we're going to be camping unless we want to be exhausted by the time we get there. And
rather not.
I would much rather not too. So that means we're gonna have to have some kind of implements to be safe in the desert overnight. And that sucks. So what do you-
Windwalk to Kusan?
Windwalk to Kusan, horses to Runan. Alright.
Don't
So
see anything else.
yeah, that's gonna be our plan then.
Okay. Windwalk to Kusan.
And then so we'll windwalk to Kusan. The last half of the day we will gear up, get our rations, get good camping equipment, get whatever we're gonna need to be safe in the desert. Because we know we're gonna have to, horses, whatever.
Yeah.
We know we're gonna be on horseback through the desert. We're gonna stick to the roads, and then we'll go starting in the next morning, Kusan out to. I mean, unless we get done really early, we could leave that night, I guess.
Right.
But then we would be camping twice.
Yeah.
So that's our plan.
Okay. Windwalk is easy enough. Everyone, roll me a complication die. It's a D6.
Oh dear.
A two,
Six.
a 6,
Sorry.
and a 4. All right. On the way to Kusan. D4 things like that. Roll me a D4.
Gee, Tony, you're just.
Yeah.
Who do you need a D4 from?
Oh no, from Johnny.
Me. Oh boy. 3.
3. Okay.
I think the only backpack that I've ever bought that I like. Is
As you are flying through the air from the forest of the last trees to Kusan, straight as an arrow over desert, the desert almost underneath you kind of sheens almost like glass from the heat of the day, and it almost looks like a rainbow color. It's hypnotic almost at times as you fly, made of clouds towards a city far in the distance. As you do fly through the air, very briefly in the distance, you see something flying in the air without wings. At first you think that you might be hallucinating, but instead you think you're not. You see what looks like a long purple worm with long tentacles that stretch out of its back.
Okay. Are we all seeing this? Or
Yes,
we
yes.
all are.
You all are. Flying through the air without wings, looking down at the desert as it does. It does turn your way. I want all of you to roll. All of you roll me a stealth check as you do.
Mm-hmm. I'm good at these.
13?
Not that I need to roll my 2 20s with advantage.
Oh, nice.
For a total of 24.
Okay.
I'm glad that's what they got.
Double nat 20.
7.
7.
I cover for
18.
Paradox.
18.
18.
So an 18, a 15, 2 double nat 20s, and a 7. Since Johnny rolled 2 double nat 20s, I will say he safely covers you. It looks your direction briefly, almost as if sensing something, and moves in that direction. It floats in the air, moving very slowly, but then very rapidly. It does stop, and it moves past you. It's not looking at you guys as your clouds. Instead, it dives down at the ground and burrows deep into the sand, disappearing.
Is this like a? Do we any of us recognize what this thing is? Like,
Roll me I would say a knowledge of the planes would be a Arcana check.
28.
28. That was a Leviathan.
Okay. Okay. Great.
You see the sand shift under the earth. Roll me a history check. See what your character knows of the lay dice.
18 on the die.
18 on the die.
So like 18
Plus,
total.
yeah.
Yeah. Nope, that's it.
Your character, yes, you know of something very important. You know that Lord Maladek commands many generals. Those generals generally are not humanoid. They are ancient, powerful beings, and he has at his command 3 Leviathans. They act as his 3 generals.
Great.
Can we speak when we're in mist cloud form?
Nope. So I'm just gonna like.
Okay.
Let's go.
You
Let's
boot
go.
scoot. You boot scoot.
Let's go.
Each of the generals you would know is Lord of a tower. There are 3 towers: the Tower of Oblivion, the Tower of Madness, and the Tower of Chaos.
Cool.
You are halfway since where it was. This is either the Lord of Madness or the Lord of Chaos.
Awesome. Ugh.
Okay. So you take off towards
Right in the dinner.
Kusan, and you guys will arrive at Kusan. Let's take a brief break, and then when we come back, we will pick up outside of Kusan. I assume you're not trying to get into Kusan. You're like materializing outside of it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will...
group of well-rested looking travelers
Right back.
Oh.
Okay, we're back. All right, you guys arrive at the front gates of Kusan. The obviously you weren't able to get a great look at the city because you had to touch down and materialize before you walked in. But at the distance, the thing that towers above the entirety of the city is this gigantic pyramid that is the outside is striped colors, purples, blues, greens, oranges with a giant red top. The outside, so it literally from the outside it looks like it's nothing but a beautiful rainbow color all the way up.
Happy Pride
The
Month.
top of the pyramid. The only thing not colored is, of course, the steps that lead all the way up. And this thing towers above the middle of the city itself. The other thing at the distance is it looks almost like a giant golden cup further behind it that has that you see water spilling down the side of on the other side of it. So you see that, a giant Colosseum, and then this giant golden cup in the middle of the city that looks like it itself has multiple walls. The walls themselves are about 15 feet high, solid stone. They are very similar to the color of the desert, a nice tannish color. The outside of the walls are beautifully decorated, depicting Maladok's 10,000-year reign over the Blade Desert itself. Many depictions of him conquering, bringing life, him giving unto the people, suffering for them. Stuff that you know is just general bullshit, but you know, yeah.
I mean, his first 100 years were pretty rocky.
Yeah. Probably the other side of the wall is like him conquering over the CI and then giving them mercy, you know, rescuing the goddess Lifa, that kind of stuff. I'm sure there's a tour guide nearby just ready to just, you know, whoever. There is a long procession line that you have to get behind. There are many traders who are coming up from the south and from Runan as well. The traders would be coming from... Where is my... Why is this thing... My computer's losing its mind. My mouse, sorry. This south side gate, this is where the two roads meet. The road heading from west, where you want to go eventually, which is Runan, and south from Horaden. They both kind of meet here on the south side. And you see there's a long procession of both roads as they meet, and people are just taking turns left and right. The giant gates themselves are manned by a small contingent of guards. The populace of the people of the Blade Desert are primarily elvish people. These elves are more darker complexion with white hair, or they are white, like ghost white complexion with white hair, like albino.
So they look like me. Great. Fantastic.
They actually very much do look like your character, like albino elves or basically drow. Right?
Great.
But all of the Runan proper, many of them have either very light hair or extremely light skin with dark hair.
Okay.
But though that seems to be the majority of the populace. Most of the cities, it's like all or none for either or. Occasionally people are mixed with Jin blood, as Jin are prevalent across all of the Blade Desert.
Cool.
As you were waiting in line, is there anything you're keeping your ears open for, or are we just fast forwarding towards being let in?
Ears. Is that an elf joke?
Yes.
Very
racial, because they're a completely different race.
I would be a little bit curious as to why there's a big line, or big procession trying to get in.
Zipper merge.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a insight check, like reading people, listening, kind of just trying to distinguish what people are saying.
Natural 20, total of 31.
Damn.
Okay.
We need to play for backups more often.
You get
Yeah,
five
right?
things. 5 things you get to know. First thing, why is everyone here? Maladak says that he has there's going to be a celebration in 5 days' time. There is going to be a giant celebration across all of the Blade Desert to celebrate the coming of his next child.
Literal Burning Man.
I think we need to kidnap another kid.
There will be public feasts, public celebrations, and there will be gladiatorial games held in many of the major cities. Each of the cities will be offering up a major artifact to the winners.
American gladiatorial games.
Second thing, why are there a lot of traders? Why are there a lot of people here? There's a major trade route going on right now, and the Blade Desert has turned into a neutral ground for people to trade and sell weapons in mass. There is, of course, a great war going on right now between the Compact and the Alliance, and they're having trouble being able to get many things without having their own weapon factories being firebombed. This seems to be a safe place to be able to buy, sell, and trade, as many of the Jin do provide transportation of these weapons as well. Third thing that you would learn is currently Kusan is having a merchant's day. There are many extra-dimensional merchants over the next month that are here selling goods and whatnot across the many planes. And 2 other things. What else do you want to know? It could be things about Kusan or about anything, really.
What's your dream?
How you doing?
God damn it, guys! Do they have any teleporters that go from Kusan to Runin?
Yes, there are. Currently in the Temple Ward, the Temple Ward does have a gate that will teleport users from one city to the next. You commonly have to buy a ticket from the Merchant's Ward to be able to utilize it.
Boy, that's useful.
Yeah.
And spend the money we would on horses and shit on teleportation tickets.
Good, you know. Maybe there's a fast pass we can get too.
Yeah. What else? What else would be good to know?
What's the security look like here in terms of?
Yeah.
Okay. The city is surrounded by palisade. Most of the majority of the warriors here are not living. There are 65 trained mummy warriors that provide, who are the captains of the security, and there are about 1,000 mummies that are the majority of the security. Right, these are the police. The mummies obviously don't have as much intelligence as the mummy warriors, who are mummy propers. What happens? What's interesting about that is as people die, they can bequeath their bodies and their service to the Lord Maladek. If they do, their families are given money, and they are interned into a mummy to provide service. So it's a way that someone could get out of poverty, as well as it's also a punishment for those that break the law, is that they will be executed to death and then eternal servitude under one of his mummy lords. Commonly, nobles will bequeath their children to become their elders to become mummy lords, because you get to retain your intelligence, your power, whatnot. And it's a way to keep a good swordsman around.
Mummy's alive.
Oh man, yeah, I remember that show.
But that's primarily the defenses. The majority of the people of Kusan, there aren't poor people in Kusan. This is a rich city. There aren't. Lord Maladek takes much pride in the fact that no one starves that is his people. You can find ways easily to not starve in his cities. Outsiders, though, well, they're foreigners.
I have an unrelated question.
Sure.
I only have 200 copper on my character sheet. I haven't used them all that much.
Oh yeah, each of you, because you've spent so much time in there, I want each of you to roll me 3d10.
You have the total of all 3 die?
Yeah.
Uh, 15.
15. Okay. You have 7,000 copper.
19.
19. You have 19 divided by 2 is going to be that's 9. You have 9,500 copper.
22.
22. You have 11,000 copper.
6.
6. You have 3,000 copper. You have lived it large.
Got my money by the pants.
God damn it.
He lost his pants in a game of cards with me.
You know easily that there is the central, I guess that you were listening, that the central thing is the Pyramid of the Forgotten Kings. It's where Lord Maladek himself lives, as whereas many of his family have been buried.
Is this where we took Butters from?
No, that was Runa. That was Runa.
Okay,
this is the capital. This is the central arena. It's a gigantic Roman style arena. Well, it's not quite Roman. It's not. It's just on two sides, right? But there's a giant arena in the middle. There is a central gardens. That's where that giant golden and silver cup is. It's a giant water fountain that water will run down and you'll create 4 different water fountains that will then fill and feed the entirety of the garden ward. There's a merchant ward, a temple ward, the arena, of course, and the sheriff is Eloise Maladek, and she has 2 Afrites that act as her seconds. She is the captain of the guards. And there is a tavern, there's a blacksmith, an alchemist, a jeweler, enchanters, general shops, all of those. And there's of course a cottages if you wish to indulge, and there is a cuck house if you are into that.
Is that a deck of cards over there?
Which one?
Is there a deck of cards?
Yes, I have.
Can I have it?
Yeah. Cards. Ah.
Did you want tarot or?
No, just regular playing cards.
Oh
if you
darn.
have them. Well, I mean, you can give me tarot cards, but
I have tarot cards. I don't have regular playing cards.
that's fine.
I had them some. Well, actually, I've got. Oh, those are backstory cards. Actually, you know what? If you want something dark and spooky, how about the Trocadeck?
Yes.
There you go. I'll take that.
Keep us back to him. Thank you. Oh my God. All right.
Funny thing, when I ran Curse of Strahd, those arrived 3 hours after we started. An hour after I needed them.
No.
Yeah, I ordered them.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we had to do the Trocadeck like that, and I wasn't able to draw the thing live. So, okay. So, you guys eventually are led into the city. Obviously, each entrance is guarded by 2 iron golems. And outside of that is a beautiful inside. The buildings themselves, like the pyramid, have colorful roofs. Seems to be a thing. Everyone has multicolored roofs. Everyone seems to love. There are people that are putting fresh paint on the side of their buildings. There's a lot of graffiti going on, mostly legal graffiti.
Mostly.
Yeah. And it is very dense here as you enter. There are people trying to sell everyone, everything, everywhere. So, what do you guys want to do?
Romanus and...
Oh, you have to write it correctly. Rewrite it. Come on. So many people here. You try to look for where the merchant ward is to get these tickets for the portal. Find out how much those cost.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check or a persuasion check. Either from watching and deducing or a persuasion. What languages do you speak?
I have
Oh shit! I didn't even look at that.
Draconic, Viserion, Rokuganian, Thieves' Cant, and just Elvish, but that's just like the stock. I didn't have the character there. I'll do Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Let's do the math here. That's a 34.
34.
Jesus.
He's a rogue.
You easily found someone who speaks Viserion, a dark-skinned elf with red tattoos on the right side of her face, long braided white hair, wearing...
What does she have on her face?
Red tattoos along the side of her face, mostly just small, beautiful tattoos. Roll me an investigation check.
Yeah. Let me look at that real quick. Sorry. 9.
9. I'll give you this. There's one thing you know about those. Those are Thayan tattoos.
God damn it!
She doesn't look like a Thayan, but she has some magical Thayan tattoos. So there might be Thayan tattoo artists in
Or
town.
they're appropriating their culture.
Or they're appropriating the Thayan culture.
Thayan weaves. Big fans of Thayan animation.
Yeah.
She will say, "Oh, wizard, yes. You're looking for one of the wizards who sells the merchant tickets. You can find them in the merchant's ward. I would highly suggest that you go to... There are 2 places that you are able to easily buy these tickets in Kusan. You can go to the jeweler's shop at the Blue Gem. Geoffrey Leaden, the proprietor, might be able to help you with that. Or you can go to the enchanter's shop. Ilalis Speaker, Ilalis Inclithar, she may be able to help you as well. Commonly, the clerices sell their tickets to them so that they are not gone to directly. The merchants prefer that they do all the selling.
I see. Thank you. Very helpful. Thank you so much.
Of course, many blessings of Lifa be upon you.
Inside. Sorry, it slipped. 19.
19. She doesn't mean that at all for either of you. As you're kind of looking at it, she's kind of like, "Oh God, get these foreigners out of my face." This guy's very persuasive, but no, he's not pure-blooded enough.
Yes, thank you so very much.
Of course, a pleasure, all of you.
Yes. Good luck on fixing that, the secret. You look lovely. Thank you. Goodbye. Walk it on.
Okay. So, where do you guys go?
Nani?
Trader card.
Mm-hmm.
I used to play with a hero deck when I would play with one of my characters.
Oh god, that was spooky.
I used to freak people out.
That was fucking spooky.
I loved it. It's like a tarot deck. It's a tarot deck, essentially. And so I would pull cards in character because I can read tarot. And so I would read the hero deck to the party while the plot was happening. And they would fall like, it's all just making the cards fit the situation.
Sure.
And I used to freak people out because of how well those cards would pull
Okay.
in character
Yeah.
in the game. So, but it's all just making the cards fit what
Sure.
the situation was. So that's all literally all
Okay.
it was.
All right.
So, and the hero deck is the Pathfinder tarot deck, essentially.
Okay.
Legally
So-
distinct from the tarot.
Yes.
Yes.
Letter.
Yeah, no drow in it.
Yeah.
No draw. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. All right.
And I just pulled a trader card for her.
For him. Oh,
For him, the whatever.
Like in game, like your character.
Yes.
That too?
Yeah. She would have picked it up and
Oh no!
yeah.
As you guys do walk off, she kind of looks in your direction. Kind of looks all of you up and down. And she kind of takes a step back. As she is taking a step back, she looks like there's a couple men in a corner that she just talks to briefly since you had your insight with her and you were just kind of watching her. As you guys are walking away, you turn around, she talks to about 4 men. They kind of look your direction and they kind of just all walk off into an alley.
Okay. So while we're walking, am I the only one who really?
Since you were doing the insight, you were watching her as
Okay.
you were leaving.
I have observant.
Oh, you would also see that because you have the observant feat.
So what were they saying?
Oh,
Because I can read their lips.
okay.
Ooh, I love
A
that.
second.
Tony can't pull shit.
Yeah. Let's try it, Tony.
Nice.
Watermelon, rhubarb, I didn't catch it all.
Peas and carrots, peas and carrots. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
I have to grab the
The question is card for them or for us? Guess we'll find out.
Okay. You learn. Roll me a perception check to see what parts you're able to pick up.
Natural 20, total 25.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Good gravy.
It's my second natural 20.
They
Get
are.
on this, Neil. This is a good night.
This is a good night.
As you were, they are a thieves guild. She is a Thayan apprentice. The name of the thieves guild is the Merry Men.
Sexy.
I am not a merry man.
I'm an unmarried man.
The names of them is a Ferric Millerson, a Durnanor Scarlock, and those are the two that you're able to pick up and you see that she is talking to. The other two don't mention their names at all. They are, all of them you can tell are, she is definitely a full-blooded elf. They are half, if not quarter-blooded. One of them looks like he might be Genasi-blooded. Essentially, their conversation boils down to, okay, I sensed a lot of magical items on these people. I think they're carrying a lot of cheddar. I want you to follow them around, see where they go, see what they buy, see who they talk to. If they're trying to buy a gate stone, figure out where they're going to. I think they might be worth robbing. Yes, try to get some drugs and maybe slip something on them. I'm gonna go talk to some of the corrupt guards I know and see if we can get them arrested and maybe just kind of take some of their money.
They're assholes.
Yeah, they are.
So guards, then, is what they mean. Just, yeah.
Just the
Just general guards. Just
Yeah.
general guards.
Just the guards.
Yeah. Just general policing behavior.
Perhaps something we need to worry about.
Yes, they might be a problem for us, especially if we're trying to not be very noticeable.
Very unfortunate. Third time I see this card. Stop it.
What kind of cards are those you got? Those aren't even playing cards I recognize.
And so, we play many games with these cards. Probably not games you want to play.
I'm pretty good at cards myself.
Woman had tattoos on face. I recognize. Thayan.
Yeah, yes, full blood Dan.
Very unfortunate.
History. Just for me.
Okay.
15.
You know the Thayans exist. You know that they are evil wizards, something about undeads and devils. You know that them and Cathal are always fighting, right? You know they're generally bad news.
Yeah. I think the friend's cousin's roommate who was a fan ish back in school. What about it? Is that a problem?
Big problem.
Is it like always this hot?
You know, there's that.
It's about 110 in the shade right now.
I still have my hood up and everything
Oh
at this
yeah,
point.
yeah. You are baking, but not baking.
Not baking.
Yes. Actually, when the heat gets so extreme, actually keeping your body covered keeps you cooler.
Yeah.
So anyway, keep going, go.
Maybe we can swing by that fountain over there to cool you off, buddy.
We'll be watched no matter what happens at this point.
Oh, I always presume I'm watched in the crowd.
Well,
They're free to watch as much as they like. Just no touching. Anyway, shall we check out the enchanter shop? Seems promising to figure out what price was on these tickets to get right there.
Yeah, and let's keep our eyes out for those guys.
Okay.
I'll let you do that. My perception's not great.
Okay.
Maybe some shade too.
But you guys know there's a tavern, there's a blacksmith shop, alchemist, jewelers, enchanters, general, stuff like that. So we will start off with the enchanter's shop. Located in the arcane quarter of the Merchant's Ward, the street outside of here is filled with markets, with market stalls, and the smell of damp water, but chemical water and soap water. As it kind of like evaporates, it kind of just fills the air out here. Though it's still dry, it feels damper here. You look across the street, there is a laundromat where there are laundresses who are constantly just cleaning and re-dyeing different garments. It looks like they're doing a really big... there's just piles and piles of these multicolored garments that are in preparation for the event that's happening in 5 days for the celebration of life. The enchanter's shop itself is a plaster's 2-story building with a black clay shingle roof, and it has these somehow it has hedges outside that have not been killed by the beating sun that have red roses outside of them that as you get closer kind of give off this odd singing noise, almost as if one bush is singing to the other bush.
Magic.
The building itself has multicolored splotches across it in kind of like orderly squares, 4 square splotches. And it has 2 beautiful stained glass windows. The door itself is open. It looks like it has instead of a traditional like door, it has a iron gate that it can drop down. Currently the iron gate is up, and there are 2 wooden golems outside with billy clubs. As you walk by, they gesture for you to go in, and you hear a magic mouth go off that says, "Welcome to Elenius, the speaker. We'll be with you in a minute, if I'm not already with someone." Ding! To walk through. As you walk in, the inside, it's a very big open concept. There are various magic items that are hanging from the wall. Each of them appears to have a golden chain attached to it, so you're able to grab, but the chain seems to extend with it and move with it. There are 4 other people. All of them appear to be half-blooded elves, mostly of the drowish, darker descent that seem to be here. Alanis themselves, you notice, is not an elf. It appears to be an elf-like visage appearance, but they are an Afreet, a female Afreet, Jinn, that is hovering just above a chalice in the middle of the room. As you walk in, she finishes with whoever she's in front of and turns towards you. They themselves, she is wearing a what looks to be an on fire kind of dress. How may I help you, gentlemen? I am Alanis, the speaker. Welcome to the speaker. How may I assist you, fair gentlemen, ladies, and they, them? Because your character has like a giant mask on, yeah.
Well, we were interested in perusing the magical goods that look quite impressive here, and we were wondering also, Hotel, you may have tickets also for is a teleport we can take to the next city over, right? It's
There are many cities over from Kusan.
Yes. And yeah, how much would the price on that be in general?
For foreigners? For foreigners, it is 1,000 copper each.
Surely we come to some kind of a discount. You know, we do plan on purchasing other items from your fine shop.
If you purchase other items, for every 1,000 copper you spend, I will take off 100 copper from the price of the ticket.
It's not great, but
10,000 copper piece item, and the ticket comes with it for free.
outside character, are there? You mentioned the pile of colorful robes or clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's a preparation for the celebration. Are people already wearing these? Like as we were walking around, are there people wearing these colorful?
There are people that are wearing them beforehand.
Okay.
That are starting to wear them in preparation. But it looks like it's mostly just kind of like a one-time kind of Sunday best kind of clothing.
Okay.
It's nice in design, but doesn't look like it's meant to be worn very long. It's very thin kind of silk material. Very breezy, probably isn't washable more than a couple times.
Mardi Gras.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thought is that we purchase some, and then if we need to blend in, we have something that we can blend in with.
I mean, like, blend?
Not so much.
You can get you a big sun hat or something to obscure how blue you are. Or you can get some face painted. Is there a face painter around town who can, like, just make us up all colorful?
Oh, yeah, man, I want a cat.
There's a tattoo shop that might be able to help with that, as well as there are several. The tavern itself has many bards that would be willing to do such a thing, unless you're looking for a more permanent solution.
Share the name. Which one did you want?
Quiet, Jeff Bezos.
Be gone, Jeff Bezos. Goodbye, big brother. So, well, really quick, can I get a general insight? Because I'm staying quiet and listening at this point. I've pulled the raven for her, so I want to confirm that with insight. Ooh, that's like a 29.
29 with insight. She, in general, let me pull up her demeanor. So, there are a couple things that you can get. You can definitely read on her. One, her demeanor completely false.
Okay.
You don't think she's chipper or happy. You think she's more of a Jin that doesn't care what other people feel as an Efreet, but this is definitely a merchant mask she's wearing. You would think that she's more analytical, probably more of a numbers game. Everything is just more of a cost benefit, but what are two other things you would want to know about her?
I'm looking for opportunities to benefit her. Some way of I'm wanting to win ourselves over onto her good side is what I'm aiming for. So I'm looking for opportunities to win over onto her good side, and I'm on the lookout for any kind of shady underhandedness that she might be hiding underneath that mask.
Give me a minute, let me check.
And for funsies, because I pulled the raven on her, the raven is usually indicative of some kind of a hidden source of good, or in general, a fortunate turn of events, things of that nature.
Yes. So as she's sitting there, you do notice that unlike a lot of the other buildings in town, there are not any depictions of like Maladek as a deity here. You see a complete lack of those. As well, but you do see depictions of the plane of fire, and specifically to. I gotta bring up my notes.
Every other building has like that portrait of Jesus that it's like in the corner. Maladek, it's elf Jesus.
Elf
Right,
Jesus.
right. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What are you doing here? Jedi Jesus.
Okay. Yes. The depictions that she has here are not of Lifa. Sorry, they are of Mandragora, the Dawn Titan,
Ah, okay.
the incarnation of fire on Gulasi. And these are former incarnations, embodiments of fire, passion, and purity, not his corrupted form, which is currently destruction, corruption, and gluttony.
Okay.
As well as you are looking deeper here and you're looking around and you're looking at her, you can tell that she isn't a local.
Mm.
You think that she might be from Burn. She might be a Burnian Jinn. There are a lot of depictions of Burn here and old Burnish weapons and other Genasi-like things. Of course, you know Burn was corrupted a long time ago, and its gods were driven mad in a war with the Orcish empire of Grigaldon.
The same Titans were trying to purify it.
Specifically, roll me a religion check.
Let me double check that real quick. I don't think I have. Come on.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah. First time I've had a religious character that does have religion.
So that's a 12. I don't
12.
have any pluses to it.
Does your
It's just a
character
12.
speak Burnian or think they would have spoken Burnian as your chosen language?
I don't know. I'm human, so I mean, but considering where I'm from, like I don't know.
You would have had 3 free languages starting off.
Would
so,
I?
Yeah.
If it would help with the story, I'm happy to take the Burnian language.
Okay.
Like,
Because your spirit character does speak Burnian, you do recognize that she has prayer beads on her, specifically to the Burnian gods, and specifically Mandragora, the Dawn Titan. This is probably a Jinn priestess of Mandragora.
would my character be knowledgeable enough to know of a polite Burnian greeting, something that might, something that might be of common?
I would say yes.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
Okay, because I'm not looking for something. I'm not devoutly religious. I'm not here to pretend like I'm devoutly religious.
Right.
But I am familiar enough with the area that I would want to be polite.
Yeah.
Would be the greeting I would want to give. So it'd be something like fair winds and fair travel, something of that nature that I'm going to attempt to.
May your heart burn with fire, your path be stepped with passion, and a pure will.
Okay, perfect. So then, so after a moment, what it will look like then, as I'm sort of quietly making these deductions and whatnot, is she would pull back her like the shroud that, since we're inside, right? So she'd pull back her shroud and sort of, and her face would light up. She has probably the most beautiful, charismatic smile on her face, and she would deliver that greeting in as genuine a voice as she could.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh, okay. So that's 27. That's not as good.
Okay. 27. A good roll.
Decent.
She would say,
Passable.
a believer in the Dawn Titan. Well, Please, have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. The fires won't burn, I promise. She snaps her fingers. As it does, little chairs of fire appear behind you. They're a little warm. They're a little warm, but don't worry. They will not burn. They will not burn. They will wiggle and writher as they grow. We might have to feed them flame. Please, have a seat. Let us talk. Traders, all of you, I sense magic items on you. Obviously, I smell the coin in your pocket and the purity in your hearts. Please, you four, you haven't bought anything. Get out. She does this motion, and the elves are like, but I was gonna... No, you weren't going to buy the deck. You've been staring at it for 3 hours. If you would have bought it, there would be coin in my hand and a dagger off my wall. Out with you!
And this is her genuine, like, this is the genuine, yes! I love it.
Magazine rack is not a library. Buy it or get out.
Buy it or get out.
Please, Goalie. One of the golems turns around and walks in. Please, get us some firewood and some tea. The other one, just stand in front. Tell them we're close.
This one doesn't have a name.
No, this name is the other one.
Goalie and the other one. I love it.
The wooden golem goes out. It brings out a beautiful silver tray and pours this goldish colored tea out and sets it down. The tea tray itself floats in the air as if on some kind of floating disc. And it kind of, if you wish, if you have the inclination, the desire for tea, it kind of just starts floating in your direction.
Oh yeah, yep.
Let us speak. How can I help you, fair travelers? All of you are foreigners, of different races. How exotic.
What brought you here, of all places?
When my god went insane.
Yes.
We had to leave. I left. I was a merchant in Bern itself, in the central city near the school of the four elements. I had to leave, and I like it hot. And there aren't many other places outside of Carthol that are welcome to Jin merchants, much willing to give them, merchants' rights. But Kusan seemed to be the place. I set up a small shop here, took what I could from Bern as everything went insane. As the sky caught on fire, as the earth shook, as the trees turned and infected and thirst for living blood, I left.
Devastating.
Yes. But, perhaps one day I'll be able to go back home. But, that is not today, nor I will suspect it'll be any time soon, but we Jin live long. Perhaps there will be another Bern one day, one that isn't surrounded by islands and nereids. You have my name. I don't have yours.
Saya, Bonevale. Pleasure to meet you.
Saya Bonevale. I recognize the accent. I don't get much of your kind out here.
Not many.
And the rest of you?
My name is Arnhem Haven Rock.
Arnhem Haven Rock. A very clad friend. I see you're already in the festival spirit.
Yes.
Of Lifa.
Yes, it was.
Are you a priest? It looks like a priestly mask.
It's.
I almost feel a holy nimbus off of you.
It's a way that I can ingratiate myself with the locals.
Of course.
Laddie, but my friends call me Lucky. Nice to make your acquaintance.
Yes.
We still wait for the luck to sink in. Still waiting.
Well,
He did roll 2 20s.
luck is a finicky.
And so did I.
Well, much more lucky
What's the
than I
difference
am.
between luck and chance, my friend?
Depends on how deft your fingers are, in my experience.
Smart friend. And
You
yourself,
a gin?
Caradon.
Caradoc.
You've been with a
No,
dude?
He's
sir.
gonna get this character
No.
married too. What are you talking about?
Oh, Parrot.
Born on the sea, man.
Bernie?
Not so much.
Asarian?
World traveler.
Ah,
Our poor friend, he melt here. It's problem, but you know.
a sea elf in the middle of the desert. It is quite a sight.
Indeed.
Well, they take all kinds. So, how can I help your group? What is it you're looking for? Obviously, tickets. I'm willing to sell them. I'm willing to part 800 apiece, currently. Unless you have a way to make that cheaper.
Well, I know you have many items that potentially we would be interested in seeing. It's been a while since we have been off ship. Yes? Yes.
Remind me, when did you get on the ship? I don't. You're very spooky.
She's always been in the
Yeah.
back.
I've just always been here.
In the corner of your eye. It's like, what was it? Yeah, I don't know.
Perhaps if eyes as sharp as smile would notice.
What?
Thank you for saying it, so I didn't have to.
Oh, thank you. What the fuck?
Ah, yes, I see. Very interesting.
That was like wonderful, but what?
If he spent half time using eyes as he do using mouth, he may have seen how long I'm here.
Ah, you talk too much.
It's not a bad thing. You make it seem like a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
Well,
My hammock is next to his.
Oh dear, it's a bad thing for you then. I see. Makes sense.
I specialize in a few items. I myself specialize in sending stones, dusts of sneezing and choking, and
I want some cheese.
of course, decanters of endless water, which are very popular
I
around
bet.
here. When there's a fire gin, it is a unique.
Gift? Yes.
Yes.
Very unique.
Of course, I do have other things. I have weapons, darts, crossbows, bags of holding, eyes of the eagle, gloves that can snatch missiles from the air, instruments that can lull love into a loveless heart, and a short sword that will let you know when you're about to be attacked. It screams out, "You're about to be attacked!"
It could be very useful.
Yes.
But not in the language you speak.
It does say it in primordial,
Oh.
specifically Ignan.
Oh dear.
That's awesome. Oh my god, I almost want it just for that.
That is really funny.
I have I have a beautiful set of magical scimitars, some leather armor, a interesting whip, moles, crystal balls, dancing scimitars, frostbrand scimitars, ring of telekinesis, and of course I have a great sword that is, well, this is my most prominent item. She pulls out a beautiful great sword that appears to be made of this reddish tinted metal. This great sword is a defender of the great sword. It will protect you. It moves in the way of incoming blows. That's why it's so big and has such a large pommel. It itself is crafted from a shield, a magical shield.
Cool.
The ring of telekinesis. For this, what would cost 2 parts?
The ring of telekinesis. 25,000 copper.
Of course. Sadly, cannot afford. But happy to check anyway.
It's an expensive item.
Of course, certainly. Only just now notice is purple. Did not know this before. Would not have asked.
It was nice with the color.
If it was blue.
Well,
that's
that's certainly maybe in price range, but
I mean, there's ways to get things in your price range. You're all armed and armored. Are you here for the games?
Passing through, but not in any sort of hurry necessarily.
when are games?
Games are in 4 days' time. They are to happen before the celebration of life. Each of the major cities, there's great games that are played. The winners, of course, are gifted a great boon. They are able to, I believe they are invited to the birthing ceremony to witness the birth of Maledek's newest child. They are each granted a boon, a chit worth 25,000 copper pieces each. Additionally, they are granted a once-in-a-lifetime blessing by the Seraphif, the new archpriest of Runin.
Surely they won't mind if we play in games, yeah? But
Could be fun.
But long wait.
Possibly. It's because you said every city is, including Runin and the other neighboring cities, are having their own games. So.
They have their own games. That is the award in Kusan. Runin's, I assume, is much less. Smaller chits, smaller payouts, smaller blessings. You still get to be in the room, though, which I hear is an event. There will be drink, and of course you'll get to meet the Maledek, the Lord. That's all. Correction. The Lord Maledek himself. May he live eternal, and his offspring be ever prevalent and blessed.
I'm just picturing Maledek in stirrups and just like, no.
What's a mouthful? Does Maledek give birth to his own children or something?
I have no idea.
Okay,
Actually.
all right.
I would not be
He
surprised.
lays eggs.
Ew, okay.
Outside of character,
I'm asking out of character because I.
yeah, that was so. Toast's brother.
Was a concubine of Maledek's daughter.
Yeah, and
Who gave birth to grandson. But who is her mother?
I don't know if we
Oh.
knew, but
She
Maledek
might have
was-
just sprung from his thigh like Athena from
Yes.
Zeus.
Yeah.
Maledek was going to take over Butters.
Yes, the grandson.
Yeah.
Yes. Nicknamed him Butters.
But then we kidnapped him. So my guess is something similar is going to happen with this kid.
Oh dear. Okay. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
And who's in the mood to steal a kid?
Dad.
Question: to what temperature do we heat it? We're going to eat him. Yes. No. Okay. Got it. No stealing kids then. Your face. I love when make funny. He make face. It's good. Yes, funny.
Yeah, so making the joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good joke.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Certainly.
Good.
I'm not dissing like your culture.
What is my
But-
culture, friend?
I don't know.
That's
But eating children is really not cool.
But kidnapping is better. Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on why you're doing it.
I mean, I guess.
Can I do an insight? See if we were to, because she's a worshiper of the Dawn Titan, if we were to let slip, we were trying to get something that would potentially restore
Yeah.
Gullisy sooner, if not immediately, if she would be more willing to give us more help or lower prices.
Okay. You're trying to get. Okay. Let's call this a skill challenge, right? Who wants to do the insight? Who wants to do the persuasion?
I'm gonna guess you're probably gonna be better in the persuasion department.
I would say you would have advantage because you did the one thing. Obviously, you have the bigger role
Much
in that
bigger.
as well. So it'd be a persuasion and insight. And how would you two help out?
I can assist with persuasion.
I need another skill. I need another angle. You don't have to if you can't think of anything.
You chill everything out, you holding?
Perception and look for cues.
That'd be insight for social cues. How about investigation? Looking around the room for a conversation piece.
I'm gonna say my +0 is not gonna help much.
Mine would be equally useless.
It's all right. If you don't have anything, you don't have to. You could roll a religion.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I can do.
I say religion.
I'm trained.
Okay. So things about the burning of religion, maybe cues, things you can slip in. Okay.
Okay.
What about you, Matt?
I'm maybe something along kind of the same vein, but with history rather than religion.
All right. Yeah. Go for it. Okay. Everyone roll. Okay. What'd you get, Neil?
14 religion trained.
14 religion trained. Okay. What about you, Matt?
18.
History. Okay. And the insight?
Oh, I got 24, but that's not any better. So 24.
Okay. 24. And you?
Persuasion, 35.
35.
Jesus.
Jesus.
That's a rogue for you.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Pulling in the angle of some of the religious iconography and the religious significance, right? You're able to pull in some of those cues to help guide the conversation. Matt, you were able to give some historical significance, especially like really pleading to the blight of Byrne and the history of the Blade Desert and the tentative history that Maladak has had with his people. Specifically, like, and maybe with his history and your religion calling out some of the weird stuff with Lifa. And maybe even working into the fact that, there is that beautiful artifact that can purify anything, right? You are able to work into, man, if somebody was able to take that artifact and just kind of like utilize it on like the Dawn Titan, maybe they could like purify him, that'd be something worthy of some adventurers, or maybe a party of people, if they were able to get a hold of that, could
And our ships sailed to the Blighted Lands before. We might very well do so again in the future. Yeah.
You got a flying ship that can go to the Blighted Lands, right? With your insight, she's buying in. You've put the hamster on the wheel, and she's just thinking. Like you
hear the wheel squeaking.
You guys have successfully inceptioned an idea. And what did you get on the persuasion? A 37?
35.
35. Fuck you.
Impossible.
I rolled a 19.
You did 5 more than an impossible roll.
Oh my
Hamster on the wheel.
Where there was not a wheel before. There is now.
Suddenly we willed a wheel into the room. Now there's a hamster. We pulled the hamster out of the druid's pocket before we got here.
It's not a hamster.
If only someone, Maladak would never part with such a thing to purify the Dawn Titan. I mean, and ever since there was that horrible incident out of Runin and the High Priest disappeared, They brought in an entirely new set of high priests, and now there's a seraphim who watches over the temple. That staff is just sitting there every day. You know they only utilize that staff in ceremonies to purify his new children when they're born.
Really?
It seems like a
Does it
waste.
actually do anything?
I don't know. It's religious to the CI. I guess it's since he is the chosen of CI, it's his way of passing on the chosenness to his children so that they are pure of sin. Because we are all, according to their religion, born of sin, and the staff purifies those. That is why there has not been a pure soul for so many years outside of his own bloodline. Because only they can have the purification to, frankly, this place is non-detectional. It's all bullshit, really. It's a crazy religion.
Did she just say this place has non-detection on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You do have to be careful saying Maledict's name outside of the sphere of non-detection. You see, when you say his name, he does hear you. He has some kind of limited divinity here.
But, like, it sounds like the staff's not doing anybody any good, man.
No, it's doing no one good. He just utilizes it as some kind of symbol to his people.
What if we could, like, use it for a new purpose?
New purpose. That would be something, but it would take someone brash and strong. I mean, Mandragora is a very powerful being. You're bound to get singed before you could ever purify him.
yeah, that ship's been burned way more often than it should have, and somehow we managed to come out of it so far.
And, I mean, like, the senior officers, man, they know their shit.
Yes. No, they act like that nerdy elf. I don't know. I think he's talking out of his ass most of the time.
I mean, but would they really do it?
Of course they would.
Yeah. Totally.
Why do you think we hear?
So this purification of this newborn child, will they take the staff from Runin to wherever it's happening, or will they take the child to Runin?
The staff will be transported from Runin to Kusan. It's normally done so by the priests.
Really quick, just sorry, totally, I don't mean to derail you. Priests of what? The priests of Maledec? Is that kind of like, that's, okay, so.
So, essentially the priests of Lifa, but, you know, people seem to say Maledec more than Lifa, because it's much
Well,
like
Lifa's dead, technically, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's eternally asleep, but Maledec suffers over her in a cross-like figure. He's Christified himself in this religion.
God.
The TV faith hill. The Lord speaks through him!
Yeah, to be
Jesus.
able to speak to Lifa, you have to do it through her chosen, who is Maledec, you know, because he's the one gateway to. Obviously, like, the CI aren't buying into that, but everyone else is.
That's
Bestows Leafa's blessings for only a small pittance donation to his temple, don't you know?
These cards freak me out, man. I should be a
God.
missionary.
The scepter itself has a light enchantment on it. I mean, if somebody was able to make a fake, they wouldn't know it's gone. I mean, Maledec doesn't touch it. But it would take a wizard of great strength to be able to make a fake.
Surely you have somebody in mind.
Possibly. Let's call it Duck a Duck.
Where's the
If
crackers disappeared?
if you would be willing to take it, I would be willing to gift each of you any item from my shop as a reward.
Man.
But I would have a stipulation.
And that would be.
Wherever that staff goes, I go.
Ooh.
I love this.
And that
This is great stipulation. Perfect.
I would utilize this staff, and that you agree to purify Mandragora, the Dawn Titan, first. I would like to speak with your betters, if afterwards.
No, superiors. No, commanders. No, the bosses.
Yes, I know. Useless management.
Hold on, just real quick. Just pull things back. We were planning on doing this anyway,
Oh yeah.
because we got to go get Summer.
100%.
Okay, good. All right,
Yeah.
fantastic.
That's just the difference between. Seems like it would be compared to getting the staff either winning the grand prize to be present at the birthing to take it, or swap out a fake beforehand.
Or intercepted on the way to Kusan.
Yeah.
I could make a fake, but I don't think I could steal it. How would you take the staff? Like, what? Do you have a plan?
What does she have on her person at the moment?
Flaming dress? Oh, you just want to sleight of hand something?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand, and I'll see how well you do.
Oh, I only rolled a 6, so that's a 27.
Well, if you're proficient, remember you're level 11. On a proficient skill, you can't roll less than a 10.
You can't roll. Yep. You literally can't roll less than a 10.
Okay, then.
On a
Ever.
skill you're trained in.
Right. And
I
I would
have
hope,
expertise in sleight of hand, yes.
I would hope that he.
So what's that total?
If I can't roll lower than 6, a 10, that'd be 31.
31. I was
31.
gonna say.
Okay. Not even gonna roll. You are able to slip off a.
I would like an opportunity to see him do it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an insight.
That's a 19 on the die. That'll be 24.
24.
So probably not enough.
Not enough to catch what he takes. You see his hand move and grab something. You're observant. You kind of see something. You're not quite sure what it is, but you do see something.
What does she have on her? Because what I want to do is try to get an idea of what he has. And I don't know, you clearly don't know me at this point, so we might not have done anything, but I want to major image it. And I want to blow the points to do it silently and without anything.
Oh yeah, no, with
I'm not planning to steal it.
No, I know you're not. What I want to do is, what I'm aiming to do here is to see you snatch something, try to figure out what it is you've taken, and then create it as a major image in my hand when you have it.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah. Let me.
That's what I'm aiming to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's what I specialize in, is major
Okay.
mastery of illusions and control of the field. So that's
Let me-
what I'm aiming
So
for.
you're pulling a Chris Angel.
Bingo. Yes.
Mind freak.
That's exactly. Exactly.
Okay. What would she have on
Is this
her?
it? No, it's over there.
Because my hope is if maybe we knew enough about each other to know that that's what we would do. If you flashed
Yeah.
me what you took,
Yeah.
then I could create a quick snapshot image of it. But if we've never worked together, then we won't know.
Yeah. I figure, depending on what
Would you have pulled pranks on the crew?
Oh,
Okay.
1,000%. Absolutely.
So what you're able to take off her, you reach in, you're able to grab a small leather pouch made of red dragon scales. Inside this pouch there is a reddish dust that looks almost like crushed rubies. The pouch itself is decorated with Jin iconography, specifically efreet in gold string that has been woven through the scales.
Okay. And yeah. If I can pick that up without her noticing and surreptitiously like show up behind my back
Okay.
to her so she can
Yep.
image it in her hand.
Yep. So that's what's gonna happen. So he's gonna snatch it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting behind him. He will flash it to me with his hand, and then I will hold my hand out and have the pouch in my hand with major image, and I will use my sorcery points to make it completely still, so that I don't have to cast it.
You don't have to like as if you did
Is
nothing.
this how
just
I did
magic
nothing
just occurs.
and it was there?
A beautiful pouch. Familiar to mine, I would say. So, you've sleight hands. It's hard to get past my eye. All right, I'll buy in. I will make a fake for you. And if you're able to steal it, I will offer each of you a reward. And in return, I get the staff, and I will go with you as a user of the instrument. That way, someone who is not of the faith is not holding that staff. The staff itself is one of Lifa, but, well, a good trade.
You should know this is not only planned for the staff. Promise is not for bad reasons, but is for reasons of purity.
If Mandragora is purified, I will go with them in that regard. I am not much of a combatant, I'm an enchanter, but I am an expert in utilizing magical items, and I would use this to try to purify Mandragora if I am allowed it. It's not that I don't trust you, but if I'm willing to put my neck out on the line for this, I want to see that deed done. If what happens to that staff after Mandragora is purified, I cannot. You could be kindling for all I care.
Very expensive.
No, man, that'd be a waste.
Big expensive fire.
Yeah, just some people on a ship keep getting cursed. It's their problems down there. Not very smart.
In preparation for this, I will gift each of you a set of sending stones, so that we can all talk to each other covertly through the stones over long distances. I will stay here
Yes.
in Kusan crafting the fake. I am going to have to spend a lot of coinage getting unicorn horns. Probably unethically, but for a good reason. And that's what I'm willing to contribute to this.
Okay. We will plan heist,
Yes.
prepare as much as we can for when this will happen.
Keep me informed.
Yes.
And remember, do not say Lord Maledek's name unless the sentence you want to be heard is one of absolute joy.
Indeed. We encounter people in street. A woman with markings on face. Seem
Merry men.
very interested.
Makshka and the Merry Men. Yes, I know them well. They're sneak thieves. It's a thieves' guild.
Fantastic.
Ooh, they can be dealt with coin.
Suggestion, perhaps, how best we deal with them. I don't think we want that trouble to follow us.
They could be useful.
They could.
They're willing to do things for coin. I know where the hideout is. On the top floor of a tavern close by here. Not in the merchant's ward, but in the... Give me a second. I gotta look at my sheet. Not in the merchant's ward, but in the... near the arena ward, there is a tavern called the Ogling Acrobat. In that tavern, the proprietor is a Dio Jin, female named Kathleen. Kathleen, tell her that you're looking for merry accompaniment and what room would best serve that need, and I'm sure you can meet with them. Perhaps you can strike some kind of accord, pay them off, utilize them. I'm not much of a rogue myself. I'm an enchanter and a priestess.
Yes. Very good.
We'll be able to handle them one way or another.
Well, you look like you're all very capable, and I wish you luck in that.
By the way, when you say you don't want anyone else touching it, do you mean like, is it okay like for the purpose of stealing? Can we touch it, or should we like wrap it up and like, will we be burned or with?
You can touch it. It's fine. It's
Okay.
just, please bring it to me. I'm
Yes.
excited to be free of it.
Good. Okay. We should come up with some kind of safe accommodations for ourselves that we could converse and plan.
I mean, we know of a tavern where a couple of thieves are already hiding out.
Indeed. If that is where. Perhaps. Oh, and perhaps most important immediate question. Best recommendation for food.
Best recommendation for food? Yes. I would highly recommend the Temple Quarter. Outside the Temple Quarter, there is a street. You'll be able to tell it because of the yellow bricks that line it, that are made of some kind of glowing stone. At night, it literally glows. The street itself illuminates the entire area. There are beautiful little shops that you can eat there. Wonderful kebabs and cooked meats and raw stewed vegetables. Beautiful place, good cooking. The finest Jin cooks can be found there. Though, do be careful because the Sapova dealers are in town, and you're going to have some other people more than likely enjoying themselves a little too much on Sapova wine.
Okay.
It's highly addictive.
Oof.
Highly pleasurable, but highly addictive.
This is why we're glad we don't have Smoot with us.
Uh-oh. He's got his own class.
I know. Yeah, he does. Perfect. Wonderful.
The bricks are yellow, eh? Captain said yellow's not a good color.
And probably just overreacting.
Yeah, coincidence.
Pure coincidence.
They also changed races somehow. It's very weird. I still don't get it. Talk about it.
Fake news.
We never saw it.
Yeah.
So each of you can add onto your character sheet sending stones.
Sending stones.
You guys have a group of sending stones.
Now, is this like where we can all talk to say it so we can all hear each other?
You can all hear each other.
We're all
It's
tuned into the
whis-
same channel.
We're gonna have that problem, aren't we?
It works like a cell phone, except you're all on the same party line.
Can you hear me now? Good.
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 Get this off of here.
There. How about we take a quick break, and when we come back, where do you guys want to go next? Or you can think about that on the break.
Yeah.
All right, we'll think about that on the break. After these messages, we'll be right back. Girl Sal. turn our audio back on. And turn off the background music and the slideshow. Okay, we are back. So you guys are in Kusan, the capital of the Blade Desert, Maladak's realm. You have just made tenuous allies with the Ifrit magic store owner and priestess of Mandragora, the Dawn Titan.
Alanis the Spirit.
Yes. So, where are you guys going next? The city is still yours. It is still only about the afternoon, right? Because you guys were able to get there pretty quickly.
Let's find lodging somewhere. And we were talking about the possibility of maybe losing the thieves, the Merrymen, tailing us, and then getting a room at the tavern to hiding out in and get there before they return.
Okay. Okay, that sounds like a skill. That sounds like a general skill challenge. So what skills or magic or abilities would you guys utilize in trying to lose the tail?
So I have both in greater invisibility and major image.
Ah. Which one do you want to use? Or you could utilize them both if you want to burn them both.
I would be burning them both.
Okay, if you burn them both, I will consider that 6 successes towards losing them. Actually, if you just utilize them both, I'll say that you just lost them. Because that's pretty thorough. You're invisible, and there's a major image of you, like, hanging out somewhere. Where would you have them hanging out at?
What would we want? Where do we want them to... Like, with our major images, what do we want to do with that?
Away from the tavern they're staying at. So
Okay.
whatever opposite direction that would be.
Okay.
Okay. So you're in the Merchant District near the Arcane Quarter. So you kind of just send them off towards, there's a direction away from that. There's this 4-domed kind of cathedral area to Lifa that is in front of the ziggurat, the central ziggurat. So I'll say that is fair to send it off in that direction, merging into the crowd. And you guys turning greater invisibility, just kind of get the fuck out of there. Okay. You guys, where do you want to go next then?
To the Ogling Acrobat, the name of the tavern, I think.
The Ogling Acrobat. Alright, the Ogling Acrobat is in the Arena District. Description of that. I've got the map of it. Quests and rumors. Okay. The well-lit avenue is by guard towers. The guard towers flank the arena. The Ogling Acrobat is across the street from the arena. The street outside is currently filled with shoppers and people that are preemptively putting in bets for the arena fights. Some of the arena fights that are scheduled, at least the arena, what people will be fighting, right, is kind of scheduled. The tavern has a brownish colored roof, but it's striped, and it's decorated with little acrobats on the roof, performing various stunts. As you open up the doors and go inside, the centerpiece is a large wooden oven. On the far side, lots of shelves with nookeries, just like little knickknacks everywhere. There are shelves full of knickknacks. If you ever been to like Bague de Bepos, right? It's just filled with tons of things that have been brought in. Every single item along the walls has a little card beside it with like a description of like, oh, this was looted from this adventuring party, brought this knickknack. Oh, this thing is from here. It's just like little and there's lots of empty spaces, and people are generally known that if you have something that you think is worth displaying, a little knickknack from some far off place that has an interesting story, the innkeeper will buy it off you. So everything comes with a story. There is a beautiful magical mirror also on the far wall that you can just call out a place and it will scry to. It is a mirror of scrying, but it doesn't do precise scrying, it just looks at general. You have to call out a vague place and it'll just do like an image of that place far away. So something still neat, but generally there. And there's a giant map, and wherever you choose to scry out to, that place on the map, that global map, will just kind of light up.
So, Google Maps.
Yep.
Okay. There are a lot of people here. There is a dio that has elfish features, just kind of blend in, but they're like 7 feet tall, so obviously not an elf, made of solid stone. You'd almost think it was a golem if it didn't have like jewels all along its clothing. Mostly raw, uncut stones, and dark black eyes made of onyx. It appears to be female looking with long dreads. Seems to be serving at the central area, and all the other servants here are earth elementals. There's about 4 earth elementals. They're just kind of walking around. Smaller versions, right? Small to medium size. They're not like super huge and heavy, but they're just walking around serving drinks, taking orders.
Good thing Smoot's not here. He's got a thing.
Where do you guys all sit, and what do you do? There are currently 12 people in here. Just all of them elves.
Any of them the people that were watching us?
Roll me a perception check.
22.
22. No. None of them are currently here.
Okay.
Though one of them, you notice, does have what you can tell is like Merrymen coloring. It's not somebody that's seen you, but is a member of the Merrymen. Appears to be a younger elf man. Let me see what his description is.
And what are we're here to get into that space and be waiting for them to come back? Is that kind of our...
Yeah, to get a room and also get into their room, like, or if not, like, wait for them, maybe, like, see if there's something we can take of theirs. Like a message like, hey, I know you're trying to kill us, we can kill you even better.
Okay.
He has red robes, leather pauldrons, and the leather pauldrons have like a laughing man on them, which is something that you notice that all the merry men have like a laughing man symbol on them.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we could, yeah, if we wanted to just approach one of them directly. I'm just blue sky in here, just whatever we will.
Yeah, what do we want to do? How do we want to make this impression?
There are 3 levels to this inn, so you think the upper 2 levels are probably rooms.
Yes.
But it's varying. The bottom level is the biggest. The next level is about half that size, and then the final level is about half that size as well.
Okay. What are our thoughts here? How do we want to make... What kind of an impression are we wanting to make here?
They got the sending stone. So.
Well, we could have been chatting about this the whole
Yeah.
way over. So, like...
Because obviously we don't want them giving us any trouble.
Yeah.
If we could get them to be helpful, that would be an added bonus. Just in terms of
Seriously.
getting around town or having an ear for like what else is going on. I'm not sure what the best approach would be.
Just kind of depends on what we want to do. How subtle do we want to be?
I would bet that they would respect cunning.
Yeah.
So just going up to him and be like, hey, what's up, guys? Maybe not great.
Yeah.
But if we're actually like, we're here how's it going in their space.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that would garner more respect.
Okay. You're the rogue at this point. I'm
That is you damn not. Why am I making the decision? Oh God.
So what? You're getting their space. Like you guys are what? You're planning to like sneak into their room.
we'd have to figure out which room is theirs.
We could inquire. There's a code word we could speak to the
That- I was gonna
owner,
say,
but that
did
would
you-
also be obvious.
Maybe
If
alert
there's,
them.
we could wait until this other one goes up to the room and tail him just to see which one it is. And
Also,
What if we spill something on him and then he goes to change his clothes? Maybe he goes back to the hideout. Follow him.
you volunteering, Arnhem?
I mean, your sleight of hand's probably way.
Yeah.
You guys can always work together in a skill challenge if that's your plan.
yeah, figuring out.
Just act like a drunkard, and just accidentally spill.
Bump into one of us, and then somebody can fall over and cause a ruckus, and then he just goes. Well, not a ruckus, but a
Yeah.
little distraction.
So we're
Yeah.
trying to create a distraction, and by creating said distraction, make a mess of him,
Mm-hmm.
so that he has to go change. So join skills sort of challenge that we'll all sort of work on. Okay, that sounds like what we're gonna do.
Okay. Who wants to cause the distraction? Who wants to bump in, and who wants to do the sleight of hand?
I'm not gonna want to do the sleight of hand.
Oh, I'm gonna do the distraction.
Oh dear.
Okay. What's your plan?
Thunder wave!
Okay. Roll me some kind of deception check. This is an accident.
Ooh, +2.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh dear.
For an 18.
18.
Hey.
18. I was going to give you a +2 for expending a spell slot, so that's a 20 total. What is Arnhem doing? You gonna bump into the guy, or with the what was your?
Probably in addition to him doing that, I'm going to be standing nearby, and I will kind of bump into nearby him,
Okay.
and if there is something, like,
Yeah,
I'll have
yeah,
a drink in my hand or
Yeah.
something. And
Roll me an acrobatics check, right? That sounds appropriate, where you're like getting flung back, and you're like, oh no, I totally bumped into you.
Totally.
I'm going to use a lucky.
Okay.
Okay, 26.
26, also pretty good. And Lucky Laddie, are you tailing him, I assume? Or what are you doing for that one? I assume you're just gonna tail him, so that's gonna be like a stealth check?
Yeah, I'd be following. If he goes upstairs to change, then I'd follow up behind him.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
My things that I'm gonna be useful are all gonna be charisma based at
Okay.
this point.
Okay.
Like, and then insight. I have insight as well. Insight, perception, things like that. So it's gonna be, what am I seeing?
Roll me a perception check to see who else is kind of like, make sure that no one else is being tailed.
Okay. I got 22. So
22? Okay.
Yeah.
Dirty 20 for stealth.
Dirty 20 for stealth. Okay. You sneeze, throwing the table in front of you away. Your character falls back gracefully and sprays like this. You had a cup of chocolate milk, just like hot chocolate milk.
chocolate milk.
You just boiling hot chocolate milk, just like
He'll have to change.
You're like, oh God, it burns.
Beer, wine, it's kind of a pleasant aroma. Milk, no. You want to change out of that.
Your character is able to successfully stealth as he kind of like goes stomping upstairs. Your character with a 22 is able to notice that he doesn't notice him, but there's a tiny little earth elemental cat that's walking up the stairs following behind them.
Who do we follow?
So, sending stone.
Yep.
Saying this.
You're being followed. Tiny cat, early Earth Elemental. Coming up behind you.
How are you going to lose this cat? Seems to have your tail. A little cat made of stone and mud.
Mm-hmm.
Throw water on
A mud cat.
A mud cat.
That sounds dirty. I don't know why.
it. Heard of mud puppy, but not a mud cat.
Mm-hmm. I have to stick in my feet just to see like what all I have for that. If there's anything useful. I'm gonna. Let's see. I'm gonna continue following him, but like I'm gonna tail him, but like act like I'm walking towards like my own room I already have. So like if I see him like going towards a door that's like his room, I peel off like, oh no, this is my landing here, and would that be deception, performance, like
Deception. It's definitely a deception, right?
like oh I just happen to be going the same way he is, you know?
If you're trying to trick somebody's eyes, sleight of hand. If you're trying to trick how they feel, it's deception.
Yeah, deceive the clay cat, make him think I'm not following this guy. I just happen to be going the same way.
Right.
That is 26.
26. Jesus Christ. You have fooled the clay cat, who just kind of. Well, no, I wouldn't make a man. Be like. As it kind of like rubs against you. Leaves a little bit of soot on your clay soot on your leg.
Yeah.
As it just kind of go, and then it just kind of melds into the wall and just kind of becomes a part of the wall, and you now see a clay cat just prancing around along the wall. Inside the wall. It's kind of like a decorative kind of like thing in the wall. And then it just kind of freezes in place as it turns into a cat on a tightrope and just kind of hangs out there.
Hang in there, kitty.
Your character sees him go up the next flight of stairs, and you're able to follow. They are on the 3rd floor. As you get up to the 3rd floor, there's only one door to the 3rd floor. He goes up to that door, and I need you to roll me a perception check.
Not on the tower. Perception's not great. That is a 12.
12. You are able to see he does something to the door, but you're not able to catch what. And the door unlocks, and he walks in the door and then shuts it behind him. So you can tell the door is trapped in some way.
The sending stone. Tell the others. The room is on the 3rd floor. Seems to be the only room. And there's a clay sentry following me. So I'm wondering if the bar owner isn't simply housing them, but might even be the boss in charge of this guild, perhaps. Because she had other elementals like working with her, clearly, like serving
Yes.
customers and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
So that's what I'm thinking. If
Interesting. Okay. Great.
Do we all want to try to go up there?
I mean, I can get us up there with invisibility, but we've still got to figure out how to get into the door.
That's what he's for.
Oh, right.
yeah, I can easily untrap a door, unlock a door if need be.
So you upcast invisibility to 1, 2, for 3 other people, so that's 5th level, right? Okay. Yeah, if you have that, it lasts an hour, so boom. You guys can be invisible if you would like. Okay. So you guys all turn invisible and you will sneak upstairs. I'll say that your character is easily able to, keeping with the same successes you guys had earlier, you are able to sneak away, but you are charged for the damage, which is going to be 150 copper.
Oh no.
Yeah. In earlier adventures, that's almost poverty making.
I know.
Now you fuckers are so high level. Oh, only 150 copper. Okay, you
Money's just
pay them off, and you kind of
Yes.
head upstairs, faking having to clean yourselves off.
I assume we've gotten ourselves accommodations here, correct?
If you
Not yet. No.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
not yet.
Especially if the tavern owner is a boss of the guild, maybe talk business before bludgeons.
Okay.
You using invisibility, you guys literally you three go off to the washroom, turn invisible, and then go back in and
Okay.
are able to easily just walk past people, no issue.
Okay.
You head upstairs towards and you see Decadic there.
Laddie, I mean,
Laddie.
Laddie.
What's
Oh!
the Cadic doing here? What?
And, you see Laddie there. You're able to easily
What's the password?
pull him into the invisibility.
What's the other password?
Okay.
And you guys are all invisible on the 3rd floor in the stairway.
Okay.
Just about to go to the hall.
So with my eyes, is the door magical?
The door is magical.
Okay.
There's a light aberration magic on the door. You can tell it is alarmed. If it is not unlocked the correct way, that alarm will go off, and the caster will instantly know.
Okay. All right. So there's an alarm on the door. We knew that. There's
Yeah.
some kind of something, but it's definitely an alarm of some kind.
I do have thieves' tools and fast hands as a feat, so I
Yeah.
can
Okay.
attempt to unlock the door, which probably could. Probably easily, let's say.
Yeah, but we have to unlock it in a very specific way.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
So this will be a group challenge. So you definitely got the sleight of hand check, right?
Yeah, the physical manipulation of the
Okay.
door handle.
And looking at it, who wants to take what? What kind of skill to unravel this?
Well, I'm arcane, so
An Arcana
check
Okay.
probably.
And what do you two? What do one of you want to? We'll have a third person contribute. Whom of you two wants to do what to help with this?
Perception to see if there's any marks on the door or
Go ahead and make
wear
a
marks or anything like that.
perception check. Right, looking for physical marks.
Oh god.
What's the Arcana?
29.
29. Jesus Christ. It's an insane check. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Rudimentary spell, an upcast permanent alarm spell, but really, I mean,
Yeah.
how mundane.
16.
16. Okay.
How mundane.
So with your Arcana, you're able to tell and you're able to sense magic that there is the door itself has a broken up symbol on it, and you can tell that these symbols are kind of movable, and they're not quite symbols. They're like bumped together. It's like you're trying to put together a quick puzzle of something pushing something together, almost like they're magnetically on the door, but they're not. It's like the earth moves on the earth, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This stone door.
Okay.
Perception, you're able to tell that it does slide in a certain order. At least it slid a lot along the same axis. So you're able to tell kind of how they come together. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30.
Jesus.
You're able to put these pieces together. As it does, it makes the face of a laughing man.
Oh, look at that.
As it pushes together, and it's a whole face of a laughing man, the laughing face goes animates for a second and just makes a laughing symbol, and then all of a sudden it breaks apart and slides back in place. Stone on stone, but just sliding as if it's a piece of it. And the door unlocks for a minute, and you feel the spell turn off for a short period of time.
Do you want a skill check? We got the door handle. Was there anything you wanted to do?
Nope. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I was only requiring 3 people for this.
Oh.
skill
I'm
check.
gonna
Right.
fist bump you because that was awesome.
Yep.
Because that was great.
Okay. You guys are still invisible.
Okay. When we're invisible, can we see each other?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. I
so-
allow you to see each other. Unless the caster doesn't want them to see each other, I always give the caster the option.
Okay, well, we can see each other. I have eyes, and they are like eldritch horrors in the middle of my face.
No, I wasn't going to say anything.
I know.
Yeah.
But now that since I'm using my sight, I have aberration eyes, and they look like.
What does it look like? Is it like a weird thing, or is it like the dream guy where you got like mouths on your eyes?
It's not like him. And he was great. Not him, not that. No, it's like staring into the weird abyss, right? Not like Scarlet's eyes where it's like the darkness, but it's almost like a yawning darkness, and her pupil is like a sunburst at the center of it with the eldritch vision.
Okay.
So
Nice. All right. What do you guys do?
I'll walk quickly into the room, but quietly. So
Yeah,
if the guy who walked in's like, oh, what's up the
Keeping
door?
with that 30, you're able to open up the door in such a way that you're not able to give off your presence.
Like it just popped ajar. Like, oh, you didn't close it properly when you walked in the room.
yeah.
There is a elvish man in half dress on his back. He has several scars as if he has been badly whipped. And he has some Thayan slave tattoos on his back right shoulder. On his, as he kind of turns around, he's got a laughing man tattoo on his chest. And you can tell that he's just basically just kind of just wiping off this hot chocolate milk off of his face and everything like that. He's got a little wash basin bowl that he's kind of holding and just kind of dipping in there and just kind of washing off. Outside of that, has a small dagger on his right hip, but doesn't seem to notice you guys as you're walking in.
And about the room itself, what all do we see?
The room is fairly large. It is a 20 by 15 room. You can tell that it has one large central bed and two side beds. There are several, there's a small desk off to the, there's a dinner nook on the outside. A circular nook that's set up on a ledge, and there are several paintings along the walls that have been defaced. All of them are pictures of Maladek, and it's Maladek, except it's put as like a smile on his face, right?
Creepy.
Almost as grim pictures of Maladek suffering, but then there's like a little, like they make it almost kind of like a smiley face, like mocking him.
Why so serious?
So, what do you do?
He's doing that. Do we see any drawers or chests anywhere where like anything might be hidden away or locked away?
Yeah. You see a couple chests that are shut and locked. There's a couple one of the dressers is open, right? Obviously he has fished out some new clothes. On a side bed, you notice he's sitting on the larger of the bed. The beds are relatively unmade. And it looks a little haphazard, a little sloppy in here, as if they've just kind of like living more of a bachelor's life.
So how many beds are in here?
3 beds. Two king-size beds, and then a double king in the middle of the room. The room itself is a 20 by 15 yard room. It's a large open room.
So double king size, would that be
California king.
Would that be fit for the proprietor downstairs, the tall, earthy woman?
Roll me a investigation check or a perception check, one of the two.
I'll do investigation. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Through quick deduction, you were able to tell that yes, the central bed. There's an area in the middle of the central bed where it looks like it's a little deeper, like something very heavy is in the middle of the bed. and sleeps up here. This is definitely the proprietor. Is more than likely does come up here and sleeps in that double king. And you notice that the other 2 side beds, it looks like the other 4 members, you've seen 3 of them so far, this being the 4th member, sleep in the 2 kings.
Great.
Well,
So you have found the Merry Men and deduced who the leader of the Merry Men is.
Yeah, you called that like downstairs. That was good. That was great. Like, damn. Yeah, that was good. Well, shit.
how do we want to approach this? Do we want to...
You only have 8 minutes left, so you can always hold off if you guys want to think about your next step, or
And do we want to stay hidden and wait till the boss leaves, or do we want to spook him so he runs down? It's like, oh, it's like we're invisible. Like take like clothes and dressing like there's a ghost in the room or something. We don't want to take him prisoner. Like, I don't know what the best approach would be.
I don't either.
I kind of like the idea of like fucking with him as
Yes.
being like, this place is haunted, go get your boss!
Or what we could do. So he's cleaning himself off, right?
mm-hmm.
So when he bends over to like wash his face off,
Right.
we all appear behind him, so that when he comes back up
It's the mirror
and looks in the mirror, there we are.
Okay, all right. That sounds fun too.
Yes. And then they tell him to get his boss or take him hostage. What should we do when he sees us?
So then the entirety of this guild, is it just these people? These 5 people?
It seems like that. It seems like this Thieves Guild is these 5 people.
Okay. Yeah,
We could just say, we'd like to talk to your boss.
yeah. I mean,
Meet the new boss.
Yeah. Under new management.
yeah.
'Cause I'm curious about. It is a small group. And just the face of the laughing man, like it seems. I'm not great on religion and such, but
They seem kind of like they're mocking Maladek here. Like, it seems like that this whole thing is sort of mocking him.
yeah.
And if that's the case, then might be a little easier persuading them to help us than for us to really make enemies of them.
Yeah.
Like, and they're a small rogue group. Like,
Well, I'm wondering if they are, or if they're like one branch of like a bigger network.
could be.
Which maybe there's one of these in every.
Yeah, because you said their
City.
armor had like the face of a laughing man. Was it like? Did it look like? I don't know the right words. Like a mass-produced like symbol, or like a handmade like this is like just whatever.
All of them
Fan
seem to
art.
have like some kind of. It could be. It definitely looks like a Thieves Guild insignia that is mass made. But whether it's limited to these 5 and they just paid to have their stuff custom made, or it's a larger group, that's tough to tell
So
for now. But you as a thief can tell that's Thieves Guild symbol.
So then our goal then, let's just kind of recap of what we're hoping to achieve here. We don't want to come in and make them pissed off. I mean, a little bit of that, it would be okay.
Yeah.
But we're aiming to impress them more than we are aiming to, so
You tried to tail us, but we just found your hideout.
we just
instead,
fucking
so.
tailed you back.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think if that is how we approach it, if we make it, our intention is like, look, we pegged you from the beginning. Like so when we do get to talk to somebody, it's like, we picked you out in the beginning, the moment we arrived here.
And not tell them exactly what reply made, but let it be known that we're not exactly fans of Maladek either.
Yes.
Since clearly they're not.
Without
But we don't
using
want to
the word.
Without using
Yes.
his name.
Is it
Yeah.
Moldy? We call him Moldy.
Yes,
Moldy.
moldy. But like, we see you. Is sort of the impression.
Yeah.
We see you. and you can be better kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like
you're a big fish in a small pond, and we just came in from the ocean.
yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Is that kind of the feel? So no, that's great. That's really good because we're gonna be here for a little while.
Yes.
We really need these people either on our side or absolutely not fucking with us.
Yeah.
We need one of those two options. They either need to get on board or get off the ship. There's no.
Oh, you okay?
Are you okay? Oh, right in the
Oh, no.
nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, Neil.
How did that even? No,
Oh.
you're sitting.
I'm actually just impressed.
Yeah.
Freya,
Impressed.
you beast.
So is his nuts. His nuts are very pressed.
Yeah, it was one of those grazing taps that hurts worse.
Oh no,
that sucks.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna make this the thumbnail.
No, don't worry. I'll make it a thumbnail. I'll make a
Oh,
smooth
no.
thing in Puro Forge where he's like, oh no, I'm not gonna do that.
All right.
I could.
How did
I
you
might just
do
for
that?
fun.
All right. So then let's. That's a really good idea. So we'll leave this because we're wrapping up anyway. So we'll
Yeah.
leave this intention with. We're gonna wait for him to put his head down. When he looks back up into the mirror, we're all gonna be standing there, looking fucking badass because that's how we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna make it clear, we're here to have a conversation, but it means we need to be like ready.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So next game when we open up, we will open up with that scene.
Yep.
And have ready in mind how you want to approach us and what you want to say. Right.
Yep.
Do you guys want to cue or cull the Laughing Man Guild? Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, sounds good. That'll be
Before he
episode.
looks up right red rum on the mirror or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
There you go. Also good. But not all you have to become invisible. Maybe one of you really wants to be a ghoul.
I think that's hilarious.
Whatever you guys want.
How many spell charges do you got left? We appear behind him, he turns around, turn invisible again. Ready to go. Turn around, look at the mirror, just smell.
Yeah.
There it is!
Yeah, I have one more. I have one more use of it.
Yeah, we don't need to waste it like that. But
So.
Anyway, sounds good. I will see you guys on episode 178. And